Boom, what's up, guys? Back to the M Empire podcast. Got to raise the energy today. Today is a Monday. I'm filming it Monday morning, and I'll hopefully post it this evening. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about how to not be lazy and stay motivated. I'm going to get right to the chase, all right? Last Friday, I bought a motorcycle. That was a lot of fun, so a lot of people think I did that for my own enjoyment. I actually have a plan in the works for that. We'll see if that works out, but man, we're making big moves, smart moves. M Empire, the last 3 weeks, we've been shifting our mindset to a different goal. So if you think we're big now with how much equipment we have and how many businesses and stuff like that, if you think we're big now, just wait like a month or two. We're going to be ginormous on how we think and how we execute, and it's going to be great. I'm going to teach everyone along the ways if you're interested. All right, guys, so this is how you not stay lazy, okay? We don't want laziness, okay? You know, a lot of people, they get home from school, they get home from work, and all they want to do is be lazy, or on their weekends they want to be lazy. Well, if you want to be lazy, go for it. But if you want to change and you don't want to be lazy, continue through this podcast. First, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to find a hobby that is a physical activity that will rehab your brain into having habits that are good for you. So instead of being lazy and sitting on the couch watching TikTok, your body and mind are going to want you to do this fun activity. During Corona, I had a lot of free time just like everyone else. What I did is I didn't quarantine. That crap was stupid. But what I did do is whenever I was home, just because you had nothing else better to do because everything was shut down, I played sports. I love sports, and I did sports for many years in high school and middle school, but you know, I stopped doing that because I wanted money instead of just popularity. So how you do that is I played basketball. I just have a basketball hoop outside my my driveway, and I'd just play basketball, man, like for an hour, maybe hours. I'd put in my music, I'd play basketball, I'd grind, and I just made a fun goal to do something productive every single day. So we had that like 3 or 4 months, and then we had like that really long extended summer. Basically during that, all I wanted to do is do productive things. I knew I didn't want to be lazy. I was tired of being lazy. I did not want to do anything on my phone. I was tired of the phone. So what I did is I would build things. I would be creative. I have wood at my house, and I have saws, and I have hammers, and I have nails, and I have screws, and I have screwdrivers, and I would build things. I would build objects. I built like a shelf for my brother. I got a nice wood plank, and I just screwed my name into it. So I literally put so many screws in it that it was the shape of my brother's name. Actually, it was Jasper's name. And so that's what I did. I did everything I could to be productive. And it wasn't things like doing laundry, and it wasn't things like doing the dishes. First of all, I don't really do those as much. I have a stay-at-home mom, and she's awesome and does those things for me. But I don't do things that you would think you should do. Like I don't clean my toilet. I instead played basketball. So breaking out of the laziness habit, it wasn't necessarily you. Like whenever someone says, I'm lazy, I need to do something, don't do something that is mildly productive. Like don't just go clean your room, because you can do that and it'll last about a day, but then the next day you're not going to want to do that or anything similar to that. But if your productiveness is something that you enjoy, something that is fun, you're going to want to switch your mindset into doing that. And instead of waking up and being like, oh, I have to do the dishes because I want to be productive today, instead say, oh, I want to go play basketball outside and I want to go have fun, and it's productive. You're getting exercise, you're having fun, you're away from your phone. There's a lot of pros from it. So what you want to do is you want to have a lot of those hobbies or things to do. Maybe you like walking your dog. Maybe you like just taking walks by yourself. Maybe you have a hammock you like to relax in. Maybe you have a bike that you like to do. Something that involves physical activity that you think would be fun, you know. you'd have to swing in the hammock for it to be physical, but do something that you think is productive. And even in the hammock, maybe you can get a journal and write down things that you're thinking about. And that is productiveness, because you're growing your mental mind strength and you're learning about yourself. So during those times of having fun while trying to stay active, over a year or two, you need to start switching that over to things that actually help you, like, long term. So I switched my energy from playing basketball every day, because I just practiced basketball. I got pretty decent at it, and then I took like a year off. So now I'm back to building myself back up to being good. But I played basketball all of quarantine, and it was something fun to look forward to. If it was a nice day out, I'd just go grab the ball and I'd go shoot some hoops for like an hour or two. And then afterwards, I felt like I did something productive, and I felt happy about myself. My self-esteem was high. So basically, if you want to do something productive and you don't want to be lazy, do something that you enjoy while doing it. Don't just clean your whole house, because the next day you're not going to have that motivation because you used all of it up. Motivation is only used like for a very short period of time. That's why after you watch a Batman movie or Spider-Man movie or Iron Man movie, you're like so hyped after. You feel like you're the main character and you could just destroy everything, right? And then the next morning you wake up and you have none of that. So that's how motivation works. There's chemicals in your brains that are released, and it makes you want to do something, and then it wears off really quickly. So you can watch a million motivational videos, but motivation will only bring you so far. Maybe a couple workouts in, and then towards the end of the week, you're out of motivation, used up your motivation tank. So now we're going to have to switch it over to discipline. If you do something every day, then your brain then puts that into your schedule. So even if you have a busy schedule, if instead sitting on the toilet watching Minecraft videos for a couple hours of the day, maybe you could go on a run for an hour. And if you did that every day and you enjoyed running, you would switch your mindset. And that mindset would now be, and now I'm forgetting the word, motivation only stays around for a little bit. Discipline. Thank you, Marshall. Discipline is the action that is the habit in your brain that you have to do. Your brain is disciplined. Let's see, what's a good example? Probably waking up in the morning and looking at your phone. If that's the first thing you do, then you're disciplined to do that. It feels weird and it feels off and it doesn't feel good whenever you wake up in the morning and you just hop right into the shower or something. Like, your brain is automatically programmed to check your phone because that's what you've been doing every single day, your whole life of having your phone. So what you want to do is switch over that motivation to discipline. So first you started with something that was fun, an activity that was fun, and then you switched it over to something that can help you. Whether it's starting a business, whether it's I guess that's the only example I can think of right now, because that's the only thing that can really benefit you. Maybe you have a goal to do self-care on yourself. So instead of playing basketball every day and getting that exercise in, eventually it won't be enough. Maybe you can start switching your focus over to actually working out in the gym, getting a gym membership maybe, and switch it over from something fun to something that can actually grow you as a person to a higher level that something fun can. Because you do learn a lot and by playing with your playing basketball by yourself and doing that by yourself, but you learn a lot more whenever you do something that will boost that past just playing basketball. So I switched my focus. I first got out of the habit of being lazy. So I did something productive every day, which was playing basketball. Okay, so I broke that habit. I'm no longer lazy. So now we're going to switch it over to a job. Now it's going to be something that helps me be a better me instead of trying not to be lazy, because you've already broken that. You're not lazy anymore, but now you want to improve yourself more than basketball would, which is very possible. So I started a business. Actually, technically things opened back up again and I kind of fell out of the loop, but I was doing sports. So I went from playing sports on my own to playing on a team, and then very quickly I realized that it's a fun sport. I love the team, I love the atmosphere, but at the end of the day, I wanted to be successful. I didn't want to be in my 20s and struggling. So I knew that football wouldn't be for me because I knew I wasn't good enough to go D1 or to the NFL, obviously. So I dropped that. And then I started focusing on that last final part, which is whenever I started doing these business things. Now I own one real business, an LLC, and then I have multiple streams of income through my little operations, like a flipping business where I flip vehicles. I buy and sell vehicles and fix them up and stuff. I'm actually naming that side hustle kind of Empire Garage. So not Empire, just literally M and then Pire Garage. So that's what I bought the motorcycle for. So now we're switching things to the business. Okay, so you broke out of the laziness. Now you're at the discipline part. And now's the fun part because you get to grow. So now this adventure starts over again. And instead of way over here where we just tried to break the laziness habit, now we're building the discipline to an either further extent. And if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to doing something that's fun and trying to program your brain to not be lazy, because it's not just a choice. No one just wakes up and just puts their phone away and can go cold turkey. You got to work into it, and you got to be patient with yourself. You got to learn from yourself. You got to learn what you want out of life. You know, you got to learn those things. Excuse me. And then now I got these businesses, and one wasn't enough for me because my brain works in 20,000 different directions. I probably have around 1,000 business thoughts a day, and whenever I'm not working, I'm still working because I'm thinking. And the only time I'm not thinking is if I'm consuming a YouTube video or something, which is more rare than it should be for my case these days. But okay, we're building things now. So we started with building ourselves. Now we're building objects. We're building businesses. We're building, maybe going to the gym. And that's kind of the route that you go to not be lazy. And you really work up to it. And that's kind of the system that worked for me. Maybe watching motivational videos work for you. Or maybe you watch it and it works for you. And then literally a week later, you're dead out of the water. You don't want to do anything motivational. So from that, you can kind of close that thought up. Now we know how to not be lazy and how to be disciplined. Now we want to work on actually growing something past high school, because a lot of people, they think that while you're in high school, you should just be in high school and not start your life early and just enjoy being a kid and definitely enjoy being free and stuff, but don't ever be satisfied with just being the norm. You know what I'm saying? So if every kid's just doing the same thing as you, then probably switch up your algorithm, switch up your moves, If all the kids are playing sports, well, heck, I want to go start a business. I don't want to be like them and make it to a D2 school and then end up breaking their leg and then having to sit out for a season that ruins their whole opportunity to upgrade to D1. I don't want to have to live through that lifestyle. I wanted to immediately after high school be set and free. I didn't want to have to struggle with financial, because, you see all the adults around you now, and, all those adults are struggling. They're always stressed. You can tell whenever they get mad at you. You're like, wow, something's bothering them today. So I didn't want to be like that. I don't want to be 40, 50, 60 years old and still not have life figured out. I took it on a challenge to figure it out now. And you never really figure out life completely, I guess. But in a way you do. There's people like Grant Cardone. There's people like that he wakes up in the morning, he knows what he's going to do. He knows he's going to try and be a salesman or sell real estate or buy real estate, something along those lines. With me, whenever I wake up, I know I want to continue growing my businesses. I know I have opportunities ready for me. I know I got to make a phone call and return a part, or make a deal go down, maybe answer a phone call for power washing, and there's always a ton of tasks for me to do. And that's what keeps you motivated and disciplined. And the more you grow on it, the more fun it gets. The first year of owning a business, it kind of sucks because no one believes in your dream. You're not making any money. Everyone craps on you. And then you start making more money than them, and they'll really switch up their mindset, and they'll start asking you questions. And it's really weird, the transition. You go from being the kid that everyone thinks it's really funny that you're starting a business to now everyone asks me questions. Probably get a DM a week of just a kid around my age just, asking me questions about businesses or anything like that. And I definitely don't know everything, but I can tell you this last year, I've only spent a whole year every single day trying to learn something about something. So now I'm a amateur expert, I'm not an adult. I'm not making hundreds of thousands of dollars, so I would say I'm amateur whenever it comes to that. But I'm pro enough to be able to learn how to do these things. I wish you guys could be at some of our business meetings. My team has a meeting at the end of every week. I'm sorry, I have an itch in my eye. Anyways, my team has a meeting at the end of each week, and it's just beautiful how we have everything laid out and set out. At first it started with, hey dude, let's print out cards and pass them out in people's mailboxes. To now, we're calling companies to do all that for us, and we're getting smarter. The first year of owning a business, and I always talk about business, but it's what I like. So if you don't like that, screw that. So the first year is hard because you're not making money. You're kind of dumb in the subject. But around your second year, you really start picking it up. And you're just hauling, So even though I'm not rich and I don't make as much money as an adult, well, I do as some, but not as much as some of the top adults that you look up to. I definitely know enough to be able to answer questions here and there and be able to fend for myself. And I've created a large team around me, and I don't really care what you say because the numbers don't lie. I don't know very many kids that can just choose to go buy a motorcycle and still have a lot of cash left over, and that's just our cash reserves. We're just having that money sit there and chill. It's been a lot of work and you really work up to it, but you break away from being lazy, then you get to the motivation, then you get to the discipline, and then you get to where I'm at, where I got a fork in the road where I say let's work harder or let's work less, So right now I've been training my team as much as I can with everything I've learned. I've had a business partner with me the whole time, but I've gotten to the point now where I can teach both of my guys, my team members, and we're just all learning together as I'm teaching a little bit here and there because I've been around and I've heard conversations that you haven't with a lot of the ways of making money. And I spent the first year learning. Now this summer that's coming up in literally a month and a half, I'm going to be using all of my knowledge that I've learned, and I'm going to start putting it to use. So spent a year learning. Now I'm going to spend a year making that dough. So I made money on the way, but I was doing more experimenting than anything. So even though I may talk big but don't have a ton, just wait. We're working on big things, big projects, and boy, I'm going to have to fund a lot of this stuff with my own money, but it's all going to be worth it. I leave on a 2-year church mission at the end of the year and a half, and so I only got a year and a half left to make everything possible that I've been dreaming of for about a year and a half. So total, I'll be working on this project for like 2.5 years. So big things, man, big things. Buying the motorcycle was fun, but it's definitely not even the biggest thing I've done. Just go down the list. I owned an RV for like a month, and then I sold it for double what I got it for. So you just got to be smart with your moves, and you got to be smart with the money, and how you do that. Listen to these podcasts. Next week we can talk more about. Comment down below what you want to learn about, and I'll try my best to teach you. And whatever I don't know, I'll search up and I'll do my own research and I'll find out. But I can tell you this, we've been learning a ton about online assets like stocks. Obviously a lot of people know stocks, a lot of people don't. But I can promise you my team probably knows more than you because we learn from experts. We have a company doing everything for us. And it's actually fun. I want to bring this up too. My team is actually doing a stock race right now. So I'm giving each one of my team members $50, and they're going to pick a stock that they would like. And we're going to see after about a month or two whose stock is doing the best, and whose stock is doing the best is going to get the surprise that I have for them. So they'll love the surprise, and, it'll be great. So, we've just been learning a lot of online things, drop shipping, Amazon accounts, stocks. I know almost everything about Corvettes now, so I can work on Corvettes. I know a lot about cars, and so I've been learning those skills. I can work on almost every car. We're getting there. Every car I have to do research on for sure, because I want to make sure I'm doing it right. But I have a great idea whenever I start working on things. So the Empire Garage is doing well. Switching over to assets like Forex trading, stocks, then the real estate game. I've been learning a lot about real estate, and then each one of my businesses I've learned a lot from. So I know everything about the power washing business besides sales. I'm still learning sales a little bit more. But whenever it comes to like getting the right materials and stuff, I think we got that down to a T. I have a DJ business. I kind of put that on hold until I started getting my power washing sales better. But I have that ready. I have LLCs. I have all the equipment. We're just waiting till I get a team for that business, and then I'll start hiring out and start doing that. But we also have a third business that's in the works right now. It's going to be a carpet cleaning business, and that one might take a little bit longer to figure out, but it can be real good. So that one may just be near future or never. So we'll see on that one. And then I have Empire Garage, where I personally buy cars and fix them up and then sell them. And so all of the money earned from all of those businesses, I give to one of my team members. His name's Jacob, and he's good with stocks and all that stuff. And so he invests it all through Empire. So every time that my team members make money, they always see it twice. So we make money in the businesses, and then we bring it over here to these assets that will pay us as the money is sitting in savings. And then once the money is great enough, we pull it out, and then we get real estate. So if you think I'm stupid, continue hating. I don't give a crap, even if you think I'm young. I know what we're doing. I know what I'm doing. And we finally got a good enough plan. And this last month, we've been really successful with how we do things. And I'm starting to feel really confident about it. But it took a year of leading up to do. I just turned 17 and I've already owned a motorcycle, but during 16 I owned a boat, a motorcycle, 2 Corvettes. One of those Corvettes, my parents went 50-50 on me, so I wouldn't say I owned it 100%, but I owned about 50% of it. Title was in my name at least, and then the RV was 100% mine. Couple trailers too. I've bought 2 work trailers, and I've sold one for double what I bought it for, so there's a lot of different ways that you can make money, whether it's through businesses or whether it's through like that online world of NFTs and stuff, and we're dabbling into that stuff. I have a guy working on that every single day of the week, and then I have a guy that works on the businesses, and then I have a guy, which is me, that works on everything and tries to make everything more efficient. So yes, I'm a younger kid. I don't have as much experience as someone that's older than me, but at least with like literally living and breathing life, and maybe they've pooped more than me, or maybe they've eaten more meals than me, but whenever I come to experience with the real life, I'd like to say I have a great understanding. So yeah, it's been a good podcast, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, just remember, if you're lazy, just start with doing something fun and turn that into an activity that will help you as a life grow, and then turn that into a discipline. And that's what helped me. And now I struggle with sleeping at night because all I can think about is business. And now I struggle with taking naps. Most teenagers, they get home and they can sleep for hours. I have to force my brain to shut off and sleep because for a year straight, all I've been doing is thinking. So now my brain is disciplined into thinking of good deals. And yeah, like I said, I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think I'm faking it till I make it, because I am making my goals every day. What are you doing? That's what I thought. With that being said, be better. Keep watching the podcasts. I hope you enjoyed this. All the podcasts we have is free. Just subscribe, give it a like or a dislike depending on why you liked it. Comment down below everything you think about it so I can improve this podcast. We're switching it until I have a social media team. I'm going to be switching things over to once every 2 weeks because I do not have the time. And I want quality over quantity. So until I have a social media team, then we're going to have to do two weeks. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching M Empire. See you guys later.